to see a wide variety of creatures, explore breathtaking wilderness, and see some of the most beautiful scenery, this is one place I highly recommend. What's up, guys? Today we're in the state of Arkansas in the eastern side of the Ozark National Forest. This is the Richland Creek Recreation Area that we're going to be exploring. The Ozark Mountain Range are some of the smallest mountains but have some of the most beautiful sights in the United States, extending from southern Illinois to southeastern Kansas. Out of the 50,000 square mile range, 13,000 square miles are in northern Arkansas. Arkansas is known for its spectacular wilderness with an abundance of caves, rivers, hot springs, and of course the Ozark Mountains. Now this is what I'm talking about. Look at how clear it is. There's fishes everywhere. So already, we just got down here to the creek and we've already found a pretty cool creature. Now this is called a giant water bug, and these guys get pretty big, and a lot of people refer to them as toe biters. Like when you're walking through creeks barefooted, they bite your toe. But we've got a little one here, and we just stepped in the creek and we've already found something.
Yeah, he was right there at the edge.
Yeah. When I walked down the trail to the edge of the creek, the water seemed as transparent as glass. The area was in the middle of somewhat of a drought, so most of the creeks weren't very deep. Spotting any water creatures in these conditions were fairly easy. These water bugs are great swimmers and can maneuver on land just as quickly. Just beneath the surface was a little crayfish who had peeked out for a bite to eat. We walked downstream about 100 yards when I noticed movement out of the corner of my eye. Our first reptiles of the day. There were two small fence lizards on the rock wall and one in a little tree. I managed to carefully catch one. It was an adorable little female fence lizard, and at first she appeared to be expecting some little ones. But since today is the first day of summer, and they usually lay their eggs by late spring and they hatch by late summer, her looking a little plump may be because she had just eaten a big meal. Nevertheless, I was very careful handling it. She appeared to be in good health. One way to help identify if it's a male or female is, usually the males have more blue color around the throat, belly, and sides of the body. And females generally have black horizontal stripes on their backs. As we began our hike back upstream, I found one of only two eastern box turtle subspecies that can be found in Arkansas, the three-toed box turtle. It is more abundant than the less common ornate box turtle. Three-toed box turtles are usually solid colored, either olive green, brown, or yellow, and they prefer shady areas and shallow pools of water on hot days, which is exactly where we found it. So I'm going to go ahead and put him back, and we're going to head on down and see what else we find. Thanks, buddy. Keep searching. On our way toward one of the famous waterfalls in this area, Six Finger Falls, we seen some pretty cool scenery. As we left the creek, we found a trail that led us up to a small cave up on one of the jagged rock walls. And dozens of spider webs scattered across the wall. Walking a little further, I could hear a small cascading waterfall. It had formed a small pond that was surrounded by tall, stacked rock walls. And even though this waterfall wasn't much more than a trickle, it was still a magnificent sight. Six Finger Falls was mostly dried up, with only a couple of very small streams of water cascading down the rocky layered slopes. Once on top of the falls, we came across a small pool that several fish had made residence. There was one large fish I attempted to catch to try to identify, but it was way too fast and the water clouded up where it was impossible to see anything. A green walking stick in the nip stage was casually strolling up a tree, then quickly ran up the tree to get to his lookout post. Then he did this funny little movement like, "Look at me go!" As I walked to the other side of the creek toward a shade, I was surprised by the largest tadpole I'd ever seen. It didn't waste any time to try to find a place to hide. We gently searched through the overhanging vegetation for this monstrous amphibian until we found it. And it was a monster. Only moments after catching the first one, we began seeing more scattered across the area. I used my net and caught a few to show you guys. Look at that. That is enormous. Look at that. These tadpoles will grow to be the largest frogs in North America, the American bullfrog, which can grow to 8 inches and weigh over 1.5 pounds. The tadpole itself can be as long as 6 3/4 inches. That's big. They are among the most wide-ranging amphibians, naturally from Nova Scotia, Canada, throughout eastern to central United States, and as far south as Mexico and Cuba, but they have even been found in Europe, South America, and Asia. They will eat about anything that will fit in their mouths, including insects, birds, fish, amphibians, and reptiles.
Got some little legs.
Yeah.
Wow.
These things are absolutely enormous. I'm just going to let them roam around in here for a minute so you can get some shots of them, and then we'll go ahead and release them in the creek. Now here's one even bigger, and it's starting to grow legs, and it's got a much longer tail. I'm going to go ahead and pick him up.
So you got one bigger than the other ones?
Yeah. See its tail?
That is absolutely amazing.
Look at how long its tail is. Its front feet right there. Now this is 100% a bullfrog. Let me see if I can crawl. They're so gummy feeling. After this, we're gonna go see if we can find one that's fully developed right after we release them. It's cool to see them in different stages, from eggs to tadpole, then tadpole with legs, and then developing into the large American bullfrog. The females are slightly larger than the males when fully grown. Head on down to the creeks, maybe we can find some more creatures. That was awesome. Soon after we released all the tadpoles, we came upon our next reptile of the day.
It's a nice little golden water snake.
I had to dive for him. I'm soaking wet. This is a pretty good sized water snake.
Let's get him up here and get under control.
Yeah. So right here we've got a northern water snake, and they can get up to about 53 inches. This one looks like he's about maybe 2 feet. And they live in ponds, swamps, creeks, rivers, and stuff like this. And these guys are very cool in how they're very pretty, and they're camouflage, and they're often mistaken as a copperhead or a water moccasin because of the colors of them. In North America, there are about 10 species of water snakes, 4 of which have subspecies. So what these guys eat is tadpoles, frogs, and small crustaceans, and even small mammals and small turtles.
They eat a lot of fish too, don't they?
Oh yeah. So they live in the central and most of the eastern part of the United States, and also the southern, and we find a lot of them.
See them basking on rocks a lot of times, don't we?
And sunny days, just getting their energy warmed up.
Pretty cool. Alright, you ready to release him?
The Mid-South Nature crew will be featuring a full presentation of the northern water snake in the near future, along with many other videos, including a huge variety of snakes, other reptiles and amphibians, and an array of other wildlife. About 140 miles northeast of our location at Richland Creek was an amazingly stunning place called Mammoth Springs. This is one of the world's largest natural springs with about 9 million gallons of water per hour flowing out. It forms a 10-acre lake that flows over into Spring River. Here we saw a vast array of wildlife, including bullfrogs, several different types of waterfowl, a groundhog, diverse species of fish, northern water snake, and a quick glimpse of what looked like a small mink. If you ever get a chance to, be sure to go check out Ozark National Forest in Mammoth Springs in Arkansas. Always keep nature wild. We'll see you in the woods.